Did you give up on the Gear VR? Did you give up on the Gear VR? Did you give up on the Gear VR? A lot of you have been asking me that, and quickly, no I haven't. I have been simply just waiting for the next version of the Gear VR that came out for the Galaxy S6. And the reason behind that is, the main reason is, I haven't been able to record any Gear VR videos for the Note 4 because of the recent Lollipop update messing with all, the Chromecast and all the apps not working with some of the streaming apps. So unfortunately, Gear VR videos have been put on hold for the last month or so. But hopefully, I just received the Gear VR for the S6 in the mail. Well, technically I received it last week, but I haven't been able to open it because I was away on a trip. But I'm finally back, and it's the first thing that I am doing today for you guys. Now, today's video is just going to be a quick unboxing of the new Gear VR and a quick comparison to the old one for the Note 4. And as well as I'll go through the setup and give you my initial impressions of the device. A full review will come later on after I had a few days to play around with it and actually put it through its paces. Now, literally, folks, it's still in the box. I did not open it. I was waiting for this review in order to do this so I can give you guys my absolute raw reaction to this device. So let's go ahead and open this package up here. Ooh, pretty. Let's go ahead into the full scale view. That box is actually looking quite nice. Now, when comparing boxes, the box is actually slightly smaller than the original Gear VR, just slightly thinner. While the box may look nice, let's go ahead and see how the device actually feels and looks like. Alright, just got it online, so let's go for the initial wow factor. Oh, there we go. Alright. Oh, looks like some setup is required. Oh, very nice. Let's just look at the actual head unit right now. So when you compare apples to apples, it looks like they got rid of the whole little cover thing and went with an internal cover for your phone instead. But initial looks like the device, it looks like they kept with the same lens sizes, meaning you get the same great view as you did in the original Gear VR, which is a definite plus for me. Another difference you're going to notice is that they put a mini USB cable port right on the bottom of the unit, and that is because the new Gear VR actually has a built-in battery, which actually deals with the battery issue with these things. And a lot of the things that they already carried over from the original was obviously the touchpad with the back buttons, also the adjustable focus so you can go ahead and move the screen forward and back so you can go ahead and focus the image in. Alright, let's see what else comes in the box. So, unlike the first one, you're not going to get a fancy leather casing to travel around with it. So it looks like they opted out of that one. But it looks like they kept the same mounting brackets for the head unit. Let's see what's in the other box here. Let's go to open this up. So you got getting started guide, don't need that. Cleaning cloth for the lenses, that's good. Oh, okay, look. Alright, I retract my original statement. It looks like they actually gave you a traveling case for the Gear VR. And it looks like this is a lot more sensible. Oh, yeah. They give you a little pouch so you can go ahead and carry it around in. So that's nice of them. It's not as good as the little leather Ziploc case that they gave, but this is actually pretty good too. I'm glad they actually included something like that. On top of that, they included an extra pad for the viewing area in case this one gets a little worn out after a while. So that's nice of them to do. So one other thing that's not showing in the box is a micro SD card, which was a big issue for the first one, surprisingly, because in the first Gear VR, they had proprietary programs installed on the little SD card, and that was required to be put into your phone in order to use the Gear VR. And a lot of people ended up having problems, including myself, with the information apps being deleted by the cleaning softwares and stuff. But this time around, they went a little bit smart and actually had it built into the system, added additional pieces of hardware, so pretty much the system on your phone will know that everything's going to be working with it, and it's going to be running based off all the apps you downloaded on your S6. Thank you, Oculus, for listening. Alright, just got the straps all installed. Let's see how it feels. Alright, well, right off the bat, it feels very solid after some adjustments. It doesn't feel as elastic as the first Gear VR, but I think that's for a better design because it definitely fits a lot better. And to be honest, folks, it's really comfortable, just like the first Gear VR is. And the thing is, I can quickly tell you that right now because I can just go compare apples to apples. So let's take this one off and put the original one on. Yeah, they actually feel roughly about the same. Now, the newer one feels a little bit tighter because all the bands are obviously brand new and fresh out of the box. So once I start using a little bit more and get the elasticity back in, I'm pretty sure it's going to feel just as comfortable as the original one. Quickly, I was wrong about this little plastic piece thing. It is just another cover piece, completely unnecessary, because all you have to do is you just plug in your phone from here. So you can go ahead and just plug it in to the USB port, click it in there. And let's go ahead and do the installation process. Alright, well I already went through the setup process and went through the tutorial and everything. It's pretty much similar to the original Gear VR. They did change the OS on me, so it does look really good. I actually like the new interface that they implemented. But unfortunately, it looks like the streaming issue that persisted with my Note 4 and the original Lollipop update has continued over to this one. So even though the S6 has the most recent Lollipop version, it looks like it's still having issues with Chromecast and other streaming devices in order for me to stream the Gear VR video over to my PC so I can record it. So unfortunately, we're going to have to hold off on that. So I won't be able to share any videos that I actually try to capture from my gameplay, so you won't be able to see any of that. Now I did find a workaround with my original Note 4 and the original Gear VR using side syncs. I can play it on my TV. And it runs pretty seamlessly, so I might have to go back to my old school method of just recording my TV while I play it in order for you guys to go ahead and check out some of my reviews for the app. So I might have to revert back to that. But overall impressions of the device, it's really good. It feels good. It's seamless, just like the original Gear VR. The movements and the head tracking and everything. The screen going side to side, up and down, is very smooth, so I'm very impressed with that. That it actually carried over. Another thing, a lot of people had complained about the original Gear VR with the pixelation and how the screen door effect in it. And I can tell you right now, I just compared apples to apples, and the screen is a lot more clear on the S6 and the S6 Edge because of its higher pixel density. Now, the screen door effect is still prevalent, not as much as the Note 4 was, but it's still there. I mean, if you really look for it, you can still see some pixels because it's still a 2K resolution screen, blown up. But I can tell you this, guys, right now, it's definitely improved. The two videos I saw, the two HD trailers I watched on the S6 version were very clear, and I was very impressed on how good the video quality looked. And I'm going to automatically assume that this is also going to be true for the 3D movies and as well as the games and other apps available for the Gear VR. Now, another minor improvement that they actually put on that I noticed while using it is that they actually put a little dot in the middle of the touchpad to let the user know where the touchpad is. Because one thing I noticed with the original Gear VR is that even though I got used to it, when other people used it, they couldn't figure out where the touchpad was. They kept hitting, too high, too low, too forward, too back, and that there's a little nub in the center of the touchpad here to let the user know that they're on the touchpad. It's a very minor thing, but I'm glad that they had the foresight of putting that in there. Now, the one minor complaint I have about this version of the Gear VR is the actual viewing range. So like I said earlier in the video, they kept the same lens size, which is good because you get a much more immersive vision. But the only one downside is, if you guys look at the phone side by side, you can definitely tell that the S6 Edge, the one I'm using right now, is thinner. It's smaller in width than the Note 4, and that is actually, it's actually shown when you're actually using it because you'll get some edging in your vision. If you actually look at your peripherals, you actually see where the vision stops and where the screen stops essentially. So my thing is, I discovered the reason for this, and it's because they actually put the edges right into the actual viewing angles. And that's because of the limitations to the screen size. So I understand why they would do that, because they wanted to keep the same lenses, but obviously you use a smaller screen, you're going to have a small viewing area. So they actually had to cut corners, it looks like. So they literally cut the corners of the lenses. Now, did that really affect my vision? No, because the movie still came out good, the app still came out looking great, but that's just the one minor complaint that I had with it. So one more comparison for you guys too. If you guys look at the original Gear VR and the new one, you see they kept the same lens sizes, but they had to cut off the edges in order to accommodate the S6. But other than that, folks, first impressions are very good. I am very happy with the improvements in the vision, the screen resolution, the fit and feel. It feels more snug than the original Gear VR, which is a little bit more confidence-inducing. I do like the little enhancements that they put it on the accessories and the peripherals around it. Now, please be on the lookout for my actual full review of the device in a few days after I put the device through its paces. Meaning, I'm going to see how long it can last without having to cool off and everything. How's the battery like when you actually charge the built-in battery in the Gear VR unit? As well as I'll do a comparison video comparing the original Gear VR to the new one and see if Samsung and Oculus are headed in the right direction. Well guys, that's pretty much all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this little quick first impressions video. If you have any questions about the device whatsoever, please feel free to leave a comment down below, and either me or someone from the community will be more than happy to answer that for you. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button for more future content, as well as check out some of my older videos I've done for this channel. But thanks for stopping by guys. I'll see you guys in the full review video in a few days. Take care. Oh, here we go. Door number 1 or 2. Let's try door number 1. Gosh, I'm so do. Ooh! Oh, I guess I got eaten. Hi. Ooh, I'm in the mouth. Oh, okay. I only made it 300. Oh, okay. Now I get it. Okay.